and welcome to Beads Jar. My name's Billy, and in today's tutorial I'll be demonstrating how to work with the new Paisley Duos that we have to make this beautiful hopscotch bracelet. We'll be working with our beautiful new Paisley Duo beads, and to match with these we've got the size 11 matte olive in the Miyukis, the Preciosa pellets, and I have the size 8 Smokey Topaz Picassos. I'll be using precision scissors, and I've got a 8-pound Fireline and a size 10 beading needle. I've already pre-threaded 1.5 meters of the Fireline onto my beading needle. So let's get started. Thread one of the pellet beads onto your beading needle, and we're going to go straight down the thread, and we're going to leave a 10 centimeter thread end and go back up through our pellet bead. Like so. And we're going to pick up the first of our Paisley Duo beads. Now I'm going to be having my fastener from the pellet bead, so I'm going to go in the right direction. So I'm using the larger side of the Paisley Duo to go through with my beading needle. And I'm going to add 3 of the size 11. 1, 2, 3 size 11s onto my beading needle, and I'm going to go through the opposite hole in the Paisley Duo, and I'm going to pick up one of the pellet beads as I do. So that's going to go onto my beading needle, if I can find the hole, and through. So that's how my beading pattern sat at the moment. So we've got the 3 size 11s and the pellet bead, and now I'm picking up my next Paisley Duo, and I'm wanting this one to lay so the tail is next to the pellet bead. So we're going to go through the bottom hole on the Paisley Duo. So they're sat like a bit of a yin and yang symbol here, and picking up 3 of the size 11 seed beads. Go back through. And then I'm putting my next Paisley in the opposite direction to that one. So I'm going through the larger side of the Paisley and straight out, and take that down to your beads. And we pick up again our 3 that are running on the outside here. So we're going to pick up 3 seed beads and through. And now I'm picking up a pellet bead, and we're going to go through the opposite side in a Paisley, so the tail end of the Paisley bead. So I'm picking up my next 3, and then I'm just going to continue this same pattern, and I'm going to get the length I want around my wrist, but I'm allowing for 2 centimeters of length that I'll be using to attach our fastening, which will look like this with the eucalyptus bead. So we're just going to continue with that until you've got the length required minus 2 centimeters for your fastening. And I'll show you how we come back across the ends and join all these together to make it more stable as well. So just continue with this method till you have the length required. Right, so I've come out of one of the Paisley Duos, and for the last bit before putting one side of my fastener, I'm going to go back through one pellet bead. Drop that down to the Paisley, and then I'm picking up. So I'm going to pick up, we want 3 of the size 11s, and then 1 Picasso in the size 8, and then I'm going to do 22 size 11s. The 22 is going to go around the Euconite 8mm, so I know already because I've done this for the other side, so it's 22 of the size 11s. (21) and 22. So 22 have all gone on my beading needle. Take that down. I now want to take my needle back through the first 4 here. So I'm just going to take that beading needle through the seed beads. Just put my finger on the pellet bead, and you can see that we've got our loop formed there for our fastener. Now what we're going to do is go back through our pellet bead, so I've come out this side, so I've got my loop, and I'm coming out of the top hole of my pellet bead, sorry, out of the top Paisley Duo. And I just want to take that back through my first 3 beads on the side of the Paisley Duo. I'm going to hide the thread inside. So I'm going to go back through the hole of the Paisley Duo, so the bottom hole, and I'm coming up through the middle of my project to go through the pellet bead again, and now I want to secure my loop here, so I'm taking this up through the beads and all the way around. I want to make sure this is really secure. So I've come out next to the Picasso, and I'm going to take my beading needle all the way around those beads again and down and out through the bottom hole. That way we can make sure this has got double thread all the way around for the fastener. So just take your time and make sure you don't miss any of the beads as you're going through. So you can do one at a time or whichever you feel comfortable with, just make sure you don't miss any. So I'm nice and happy that that's all secure, and I'm going to start picking up again. So here I want to pick up 1 size 11, 1 Picasso and another 11. And I'm going to go through the Paisley top hole and the bottom hole in the 2 running alongside each other, and you'll see my needle popping out of the second Paisley Duo there. And if we pull that thread, that's filled in the gap that we had on this side. And then we're picking up again, so onto the needle we want our size 11 Picasso size 11, and this time we're coming through these two beads, the Paisley Duo and the Pellet bead. So we're coming through there, and what we've done is created the filling in on this side here. And you're connecting again with your size 11 Picasso size 11 and back through the two Paisley Duos. So you're coming out next to that one and pull the thread through. So continue with that straight down to the opposite side of your project, where we'll be putting on our fastener for the opposite side to this. So I've done my last 3 beads for the threading of the main part of the bracelet, and I'm going to go up through the hole in the pellet bead. So I'm coming out the same way the starting thread is as well, but don't worry about that starter thread for the moment, we will be sorting that out. So we've come up through the pellet bead. This is my bead thread with my needle on, and this is the starter one. You can sellotape that out the way or sellotape it down if you need to, but we will be coming back to it in just a few moments. So I'm going to pick up again, and this time I'm going to take 3 of the 11s on a Picasso, and then I'm going to do another 3 size 11s, and now I'm going to pick up the eucalyptus bead and pop that on, and I'm going to pick up another 3 size 11s, and this time we're not going to go through the size 11s we've just picked up, but through the eucalyptus and down. So my beading thread with the needle is here, and I'm going to go through the pellet bead. So there we are with that. And now I'm going to tie the thread with the beading needle off. So I'm going to find my wire that's running, my Fireline that's running through these, between these beads, and I'm going to pull underneath there. Oops. So we want to go under, catch one of the threads, and we've got a loop of Fireline here, through the loop, and now as I pull down, because I've gone through the loop, we're creating a knot between the beads. So I've made a knot that's sat in between these two, and then if I go back through my Paisley Duo, and I've also got one of the 11s in there, when I pull that tight, that's going to hide the knot in between those two beads. I'm going to come round and back through my Paisley Duo on the bottom. So I've gone through the 11s, and through my Paisley bead, and I'm going to stop in the centre, so between those two Paisleys. And there I'm going to get the thread, and as my loop forms with the Fireline, we're going to go through and pull that knot tight, and I'm coming out of that other side. So back through the Paisley Duo, if I can find the hole. And my thread's coming out here. So this is the one that's got the beading needle on it, just to make sure again. And then we're going to trim away the excess Fireline, and I'm going to take my beading needle back from there. So that was where we had our Fireline. This is our starting thread that's coming out the top of the pellet bead. So we're going to put our beading needle back onto the starting thread. And I'm going to take this beading needle now through all of the beads. So as we did on the opposite side for the loop, I'm just going around twice to make sure that all of this is really nice and secure. Back through the pellet bead. And I'm going to do my knots. So under the Fireline, loops formed, through the Fireline loop, back through the beads. I'm going to do another knot here. You can make these wherever you want. The knots, as we pull the thread in, they hide in between the beads anyway. So I've come out of this side of the project and trim away that excess Fireline. Careful you don't catch any of your beads in there. And then that is how you will make your fastener work, by popping the bead into the loop of the beads that we had. And they're the gorgeous Paisley Duos and the pellet beads working together to make that beautiful bracelet. I hope you've enjoyed our tutorial today, and remember to give us a big thumbs up if you've liked it, and also, if you've not already, subscribe to our YouTube channel to watch all of the latest designs that we have for you. Until next time, bye bye.